daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to weight 54.
He said I got a glass chin. So tell him to come and touch it.
Oh, wow.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis launched a scathing attack on Terence Crawford after reports surfaced of Saudi billionaire Turki Al-Sheikh paying Crawford $25 $30 million per fight. Davis mocked the payouts, claiming mediocrity is being rewarded, and slammed Crawford's team as Saudi sellouts, chasing checks through glorified exhibition bouts. Davis didn't stop there, taking shots at Al-Sheikh, suggesting the billionaire knows as much about boxing as Crawford does about humility. While Crawford entertained small crowds in Riyadh, Tank emphasized his own star power, selling out American arenas and proving his dominance. Despite being overlooked at the Ring Magazine Awards, Davis made it clear he won't stay silent, calling out the hypocrisy in boxing's new money-driven era. For Davis, Crawford's greatness is nothing more than hype, and Tank isn't afraid to expose it.
It's now like, they trash. Yeah, they trash. I think back in the day, fighters was better than the fighters today.
The Ring Magazine Awards at London's Old Royal Naval College was a star-studded affair, featuring names like Canelo, Usyk, and Devin Haney. Yet Gervonta "Tank" Davis was noticeably snubbed. Instead of sulking, Davis took to Instagram and unleashed a fiery rant. He called out Eddie Hearn, labeling him a little rat, and roasted Turki Al-Sheikh, the event's mastermind, accusing them of playing politics over honoring true talent. Davis didn't hold back, blasting fighters cashing in on Saudi paydays, calling it a sellout move. His message was clear: keep your Riyadh riches. I'll stick to packing arenas in America like a real star.
Hearing some rumblings about Terence Crawford versus Tank Davis. And when I think about this fight, I am getting Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia vibes.
Terence Crawford, unable to resist the spotlight, chimed in with a smug tweet saying something like, "I see someone's mad they weren't invited. If your best clapback is as weak as your pay-per-view numbers, maybe sit this one out." But Crawford couldn't stop there, boasting about his two-time undisputed champion status. Meanwhile, Gervonta "Tank" Davis continues to dominate his division with explosive performances, packing arenas and earning his stardom with action, not speeches. Crawford's need for attention only highlights Tank's undeniable impact.
Obviously, all the fans want to see you and Tank in the ring this year. Do you think Turki Al-Sheikh's the man to make that?
Yeah, I think that that's going to be a tremendous fight. I think he's saving boxing, so once Tank gets with him, and I think the fight.
Can we talk about Crawford's so-called wisdom on greatness? He had the audacity to say Tank should step up to be great. Step up? Crawford, my guy, you're barely stepping out of your comfort zone. Sure, you've conquered multiple weight classes, but let's not pretend it was some heroic gauntlet of unbeatable opponents. Meanwhile, Gervonta "Tank" Davis is dominating his division, delivering knockout after knockout, staying true to his craft. Crawford's cherry-picking his way to glory while acting like the second coming of Ali. The hypocrisy is as loud as Tank's punches.
147, I knocked Bud out.
Well, he just talking. He got the confidence in himself that he believed that he can do that because he's been knocking all these fighters out that he's been in the ring.
Crawford's delusions of superiority crumble the moment you compare star power. Tank's highlight reels alone pack arenas, while Crawford's technical skills, though impressive for purists, lack the excitement to ignite global attention. Crawford fights like a textbook. Tank fights like a blockbuster action movie. And we all know blockbusters pull the crowds, not lectures on boxing fundamentals. But let's dig deeper into Crawford's hypocrisy. Sitting comfortably at 147 pounds, he throws shade at Tank for not stepping up. Has he ever considered stepping down? Of course not, because he knows Tank would steamroll him in a fair fight. Crawford's strategy revolves around staying just out of reach, barking from a safe distance while Tank dominates where it matters. In the ring, in the crowd, and on the scoreboard. Tank delivers action and results. Crawford delivers excuses and arrogance.
How far away are we from getting Bud Crawford and Tank Davis? And would weight be an issue there, or would that just be a matter of you waiting for him to be ready for you?
Yeah, no, Tank is at a lower weight class than me. He's at 135. I'm at 147. That's 2 weight classes apart. So,
So he would have to come up.
yeah, because I wouldn't never.
You can't get that low.
So that's not gonna happen because I saw people talking about it.
This isn't about who's the better boxer. It's about Crawford's fragile ego bruised by Tank's meteoric rise. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't need to parade stats. His punches do the talking. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford is out here desperately reminding everyone of his accolades, as if legacy is something you announce rather than earn. Sure, Crawford is the first to unify 2 divisions, and his TKO over Errol Spence Jr. was impressive for about 5 minutes. Crawford struts like the undisputed king of boxing, but let's cut through the hype. He's chasing legacy like it's a scavenger hunt, padding his resume with names even hardcore fans have to Google. Tank, on the other hand, is delivering knockouts like party favors, giving fans exactly what they want: raw, explosive action. While Crawford talks about greatness, Tank is out there creating it, packing arenas, thrilling crowds, and proving that actions speak louder than accolades.
What I can say about Tank is he's smart. He can box.
Yes.
And he explosive. You know what I mean? But I'm saying skill.
Crawford loves patting himself on the back for being bold. He's out here talking about fighting Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds, jumping up 3 weight classes like he's on a mission to redefine arrogance. Bold? Try desperate. What's the point of moving up to face someone who'll boost your paycheck and ego, but not your credibility? Meanwhile, Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't need gimmicks to stay relevant. He's ruling the lightweight division with an iron fist, delivering highlight reel KOs and pulling massive crowds without ever leaving his weight class. As Tank himself said, y'all think he's chasing greatness. He's not. That's what he has to do to make decent money. And let's address Tank's jab about fighting Crawford after Spence. Did he retract it because he's scared? Please. Tank knows better than to waste time on a guy who clings to his resume to stay in the spotlight. Sure, Crawford boasts about beating 14 champions across 4 weight classes, but let's be real. Those names don't exactly scream immortality. Tank's victories, on the other hand, are unforgettable. He doesn't just beat opponents, he obliterates them. Crawford's stats are like a dull PowerPoint presentation. Tank. He's the fireworks show, lighting up arenas and delivering explosive performances that fans can't stop talking about.
Gervonta Davis saying that he's going to walk away from boxing after 2025.
Look, I don't blame him. I'll tell you that much. I don't blame him, man. This sport ain't no joke.
If the fire not there.
Crawford's obsession with money and politics is where he completely loses the plot. Tank nailed it when he called out the Saudi cash chasers for kissing ass. And guess who fits that description perfectly? Crawford. He's the poster boy for selling out, grinning ear to ear, while Turkey Al Sheikh's millions pad his bank account. Crawford loves defending Turkey's investments, acting like they're for the good of boxing. Spoiler alert, they're not. It's all about control and branding, not elevating the sport. And Crawford. He's just another pawn in their game, pretending it's noble. Tank didn't stop there, dropping a bomb about Al Heyman. At least Turkey picks up calls. Translation? Boxing's politics are rotten, and Crawford is out here defending the very system that keeps the sport stuck in the mud. Imagine Crawford trying to spin that into a win. Meanwhile, Tank doesn't need calls or Saudi checks to stay relevant. He's filling arenas, headlining fights, and giving fans what they actually care about: raw, explosive action. Sure, Crawford might pocket $25 million per fight, but that doesn't buy him the right to lecture Tank about greatness. While Crawford plays politics, Tank is out there proving his worth where it counts, in the ring.
Catch weight of 137 pounds. So what are we talking about here? Gervonta Tank Davis, which would be the A side in this situation, would never move up to 147 pounds and fight Terence Crawford, the legend.
Crawford's defense of Turkey is laughable. He's out here bragging about fights being held in LA, London, and Riyadh like that's a game changer. Newsflash, fans don't care about exotic venues. They care about great fights. Tank's criticism wasn't just about the money, it was about exposing the pandering. Meanwhile, Crawford's practically Turkey's PR rep, singing his praises at every turn while cashing those bloated paychecks. It's downright embarrassing, and it only highlights Crawford's desperate need for validation.
What changed? What made this shit trash? Garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a pro star for GTD.
This rivalry isn't just about boxing skills, it's about principles. Crawford acts like he's the one chasing history, but let's not forget that his legacy is built on strategic matchmaking and safe bets. He's been picking his spots, avoiding the risks that define true greatness. Tank, on the other hand, is the real deal. He's dominating his division, speaking out against the nonsense holding boxing back, and giving fans the drama, excitement, and authenticity they deserve. Crawford may be daydreaming about super middleweight showdowns, but Tank is staying focused on being remembered as the fighter who redefined the sport. Let's address the fantasy matchup talk. Some so-called experts, like Roy Jones Jr., think a Crawford versus Tank fight at a catch weight would be epic. Let me save you the speculation. It wouldn't. Crawford might have versatility and technical skills, but one clean shot from Tank, and that debate is over. While Crawford is busy talking about moving up to fight Canelo, Tank is making every fight count, winning hearts and delivering unforgettable moments. The idea of Tank retiring by 2025 might seem premature to some, but let's be honest, he's already done more for the sport than Crawford ever will. This rivalry isn't just a clash of fighters. It's a clash of ideals. Crawford can keep chasing headlines and cash grabs, but Tank is the embodiment of greatness. No amount of Saudi money or padded stats can change that.